help support the channel by shopping the Ultra Maximus merchandise store. You'll find great retro gaming parody shirts like Retro Gamer 1985, Gamer, Retro, all styled like Sega, Nintendo, and so much more. Link down below. Hey guys, Ultra Maximus back with another top 10 video for 2024, and this was the year I picked up my Retron 5 where I could play Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, Famicom, Super Famicom, and Game Boy Advance games, and I love the system. I'm an old school retro gamer, love the old 2D games, and this was a lot of fun, so I figured I'd go ahead and sit down and talk about my top 10 favorite retro games that I played this year. So let's see which games made the list. My number 10 pick is going to go to a game that is so bad it's good. It's Friday the 13th on the Nintendo Entertainment System. I used to rent this game all the time as a kid. I'd play this on the weekends. I never actually owned it until now, but this was always a fun game for me. It was like this and Jaws. I rented those a lot from Blockbuster and would just spend hours playing this horrible game on the weekends, and it's just, I don't know, there's something about it. I love this game. It's a lot of fun. It's based off an 80s horror movie, and I was a kid, so that's why it's number 10 on the list. My number 9 pick is going to go to MiG-29 Soviet Fighter. I'd never seen this game. I found it at a disc replay. It was in a chrome cartridge, and I thought it looked interesting. It's essentially the Russian version of Top Gun on NES, and, well, it was a lot of fun to play. It was, different. A game I've never played, and it did remind me of a lot of Top Gun. Once you get used to the controls, it's actually a pretty fun game and pretty darn comparable to Top Gun and Top Gun 2. I definitely would recommend picking it up if you can find it. I got it pretty cheap, and yeah, it was a blast to play, so that's why it's number 9 on the list. My number 8 pick is going to go to Popeye on the Famicom, and I've never played this. I've never played a Famicom game. It's my first Famicom game I've ever actually played. It is very similar to the arcade version of Popeye. I used to play that a lot back in the 80s at Aladdin's Castle, so it was really cool to play this on the Famicom. I've had it and played it a lot on the Atari 2600, but this is definitely a big upgrade, and that's why it's number 8 on the list. My number 7 pick's going to go to a Game Boy Advance game. It's Jurassic Park 3 Island Attack. This was a game I've never played. I never had a Game Boy Advance, and I just randomly picked it up super cheap at a disc replay. Figured, a good Jurassic Park IP game would be a lot of fun, and it's actually pretty interesting. It's kind of an exploration game where you got to go and do some puzzle unlocks. You're fighting dinosaurs periodically, so definitely a fun game, and definitely takes me back to the era of the first Jurassic Park movies. If you see this and can find it cheap, pick it up. It's definitely worth the play. My number 6 pick has to go to Golden Axe for the Sega Genesis. Used to play this a lot as a kid at my best friend's house. His little brother had this game, and this was definitely a top Genesis game for me back in the day. My number 5 pick is gonna go to the Super Nintendo Super Return of the Jedi. And man, I remember these games back in the day. These were super difficult, but they were a lot of fun, and the graphics just seemed amazing back in the day. Vivid colors, the sound effects, you had the Star Wars theme. Everything about these were really, really fun, even though they were nothing like the movies themselves. I definitely had a lot of fun playing these games, and just keep coming back to them even today, and that's why it's number 5 on the list. Number 4 is going to go to Super Donkey Kong 2 on the Super Famicom. And again, never played a Super Famicom game, so this is the first time actually playing one. I have played the Super Nintendo version of the Donkey Kong Country games, but it was interesting to see the Japanese version. The cut screens is basically the same game, but the cut screens, obviously in Japanese, so that's definitely pretty darn cool. And I don't know, I think I like the title Super Donkey Kong 2 better than the US version, but it's definitely a number 4 contender. My number 3 pick, ironically, is going to go to a game that has 3 games in it. For Sega Genesis, it's Sonic Classics. So you get Sonic the Hedgehog, which is an iconic Genesis game. Absolutely love this when this came out. It's so fast, so different, and just way different than Mario, and absolutely love this thing. It also comes with Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and I kind of remember playing this one not as much as the first one, but I do remember playing this co-op a lot over at my friend's house. His little brother had the Genesis, and it was definitely a fun game, and you had Tails in there, so just better looking graphics. It ran a little bit better, I think, than the first Sonic. Definitely a fun game. And then the third game on this cartridge was Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, which is a puzzle game, and I've never played this, never heard of it, and I gotta tell you, this is a super addictive game. It's a simple little puzzler, and if you like Tetris or puzzle game type stuff, this is definitely something you're gonna like, and well, that's why this cart is number 3. My number 2 spot has to go to Metroid. This is probably one of my all-time favorite Nintendo Entertainment System games as a kid. This was in a high rotation on video game play back in the 80s. This is one of the first Nintendo games I actually played through complete to beat. It was like Super Mario Brothers, Zelda, this one, Kid Icarus, and man, I love this game, and it still holds up today, and that's why it's number 2 on this list. And my number 1 pick for Retro Game of 2024 has got to go to Super Mario Bros. 3. Probably the best of the Nintendo Entertainment System Mario games. Definitely a lot of fun. I played this one a lot at my house, all my buddies' houses. Everybody had this game, and we just played the living tar out of it. This was like peak, 80s Mario era gaming, and man, this is a great game. It's the first one that I believe had the overworld. I can't remember if 2 had it or not, but yeah, you had the little flying squirrel tail Mario, and just an absolute great game, and definitely had to be on the top of the list of retro games this year. So there it is, my top 10 retro games for 2024. I still got a lot of them I need to go through and play. I can't wait to do that here in 2025. What games did you like? What games would you have put on the list this year? And what games would you like me to see play coming up in 2025? I want to thank you all for watching and subscribing to the channel this year. I hope you all have a very happy and safe new year. If you want to help the channel, definitely check out the merchandise link below. And If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button now. Every 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to give you, the fans, a chance to win free action figures. And as always, look for more videos in the future. Hey guys, I want to give a shout out to my top subscribers and to my newest subscribers. Thank you all so much for helping grow the channel. Remember, for every 1,000 subscribers, I'll give you, the fans, a chance to win a free action figure. If you don't see your name and want to be included, like this video, add a comment down below telling me to add you, and of course, subscribe. Thanks again, and look for more videos in the future. Hey guys, thanks for watching. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Be sure to click all the things, subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell for new videos. And follow me on all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Links in the description below.